Hello, whoever just joined. Give me a minute. Getting set up. Again, I'm back on after I just ran to the store to go pick up some more cheapy T27s to replace the ones I just broke. I broke 4 of them. And all I got is shitty Duralast things. And we'll see if this comes apart. It's been soaking in PB Blast over the last couple minutes. Probably gonna get jack shit for views now that I restarted this thing. Hell, I had, I think 8,000 people watching, or that watched just a little bit ago while I was struggling with this thing. But we'll see how we do now that I can finally try and get this the rest of the way apart. Shit, we already got 13 people. So a little bit of a recap. This one motor mount in this backpack blower got stuck, and I ended up breaking a whole bunch of T27s trying to get it out. And now that it's been soaking for the last half hour while I was off in PB Blast, waiting for me to get back to with more that I can break. We'll see how it goes. It's probably just going to come right out now. And I'm not going to have any problems, but at least it was entertaining while I was trying to do it before. So, give me 1 second to crack open a Red Bull here. Alright. Oh, fuck. Well, here it goes. It's probably going to come right out, too. Yep. Great. Wonderful. I think it gave me so much trouble before, and now it just popped right out. Alright. Now this is going to be fun. Taking this apart and seeing what's actually wrong with it. Now that it just came apart. This thing is dirty. Check and make sure there's no cracks or anything in it. Sup, Spike's bike? I don't know if you were on earlier, but this thing was giving me hell and broke all my Torx bits. And just got back from the store. Now I can make another go at it. Hopefully these fit. That's all they had was 3 socket ones. Seems to be coming apart fine. we get to see the condition of this piston. Kind of want to clean my hands up. I'm going to put gloves on so I don't damage it worse than it likely already is. I still have gloves out here. Sup? No, it's a from a BR800 backpack blower, and the piston seized up in it. And we're gonna see how damaged it is. If this is even gonna be salvageable in the end. I'm thinking most likely not. But we'll see here in a second how bad it is. What up, Diddy? Yeah, I'm definitely not Diddy. I don't have enough baby oil, but I can put some PB Blast on you if that's what you're into. I'm not worried about the timing because I can fix that. That is fucking dirty. Got a lot of carbon buildup, but it's not scored anywhere. But I see where the problem is. So there is no play in that at all. See how bad it is on the inside. I might be able to fix this. Now I gotta scrape off all this silicone. Yeah. Yeah, I do know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna end up knocking this piston off, and I might actually have what I need to fix it up here. We'll see if I can. Let's see if this will work. Knock this out. Smell that finger. So trying to, this piston's out of a saw, but I might be able to salvage a part off of that to make this work. We'll see. This is grinding up inside of here. Come on. something to knock this back with. See if that'll fit. Gotta take this clip off. Come on. Where is... Dental picks help a lot getting in these parts. It'd help if I could get it started coming out, because this is really jammed in here. Come on. I'm gonna have to go off camera for a second, because I'm gonna need to beat this out, as it is running and not very well lubricated, so it's all seized up in there. The cylinder walls aren't scored, so I hope that works. The piston's not bad. I mean, it has some scoring on it, but that's just normal wear and tear. The last one I took apart, the piston was actually cracked, and the rings were all seized up. So this is on the exhaust side. It overheated a little bit, but that's not that bad. Oh my God. Alright, I gotta go off camera for a minute, and I do have snap ring pliers, but they don't really work on this, just how these rings are, because it's all kind of mangled up in there, and it wasn't letting me get anything. Where the hell's my hammer? God. And we'll be right back. Oh my God. I'm gonna have some trouble here. Yeah, I am a rookie. Looking through the comments, it's either I'm a rookie or I'm apparently Diddy. Well, this isn't as entertaining as it was before, because I've managed to get a little bit farther into this. But I am now hung up in a predicament to get this apart. Come on. What is my best? Gotta find something that'll fit in there. take this the rest of the way off. I'm gonna have to get the timer back anyway. Gonna have to redo all the seals on this once I'm done. So, well, I don't know the best way to beat this out of here without damaging the piston. I can put it in my vise, but I'm likely to damage something else. It might be my only option here. To stick it in the vise and beat the hell out of it. That's really not what I want to do, but I think it's going to be my only chance at getting this out. Last thing I want to do, but it's the only thing I can do right now. I gotta separate the piston from the crank, and it is stuck in there really good. I can't read Cyrillic. Sorry. I'm not Russian. Alright, now to find something to beat the hell out of this with. I don't have anything the right size exactly. It'll fit in there and not hit anything else. See if I can find a socket that fit in it and not. That might work. Of course, that's not moving at all. If I heat this up, gonna melt the plastic. doing anything. What can I do? Yeah, it's a leaf blower. So it's an engine out of a leaf blower, and right now the piston is a little screwed, and trying to separate it from the crank is going to be a little bit of a challenge because it is really locked into place. Trying to beat it out, it's not really going to be helpful. See if I can introduce a little bit of heat. It's not moving at all. See if my metal sludge will do any better. Do better at hitting my fingers, that's for sure. That is really not moving. Not even in the slightest bit. I think it might have moved a teeny bit. This is not ideal. Out of all that beating, I got it to move about a millimeter. Man. No, this isn't my first attempt. This is actually like the fourth one I've worked on and fixed. It's the second one with the same issue. And I've had WD-40 on it before. I've had PB Blast on it, and right now it's kind of fused to the aluminum of the piston. Probably from a lack of lubrication. This thing does not want to come apart. Really beating the hell out of it. Like the rings coming off. It's moving now. Holy shit. Very slowly. Very slowly. All right. Need a drink. No, I haven't tried to freeze it. And I'm not going to. It's really not worth my time to even try and freeze it. Holy shit. No, this piston's definitely done for. It's only moved maybe 3 millimeters. But this thing's royally screwed. As long as I can separate the piston, this should go back together and work. but it's going to be replacing the piston. Hopefully not doing anything to the crank, but we'll see once this thing comes apart if I don't break it. Damn. Oh, it moved a lot more. Oh, there we go. Jesus. Alright, that's gonna be fucking hot. Alright, where'd my pliers go? Oh, my set of pliers is out in the car. Great. There's a magnet on this. It's gonna be fucking hot. That's still fine. All right. Yeah, that's worn out to the point that it fused with the aluminum piston and wouldn't rotate at all anymore. So that piston's done. I'll need to order a new piston for it. So I won't be finishing this today. This will be more like in a week when I get parts. This whole thing will come back together, but in the meantime I might as well clean this up, take off all the silicone, and get ready to put it back together when parts come. That'll be a future live. This thing was frustrating, to say the least. I broke 4 T27 bits. Hit like if you mean it, and beat the shit out of the piston of this thing if you really mean it. Yeah, I can get this thing cleaned up in the meantime and ready to go back together. But that was that's great. At least it's apart now. That was not fun. But yeah, this is for a BR800 backpack blower. It's now the second one this month that I've had to tear apart the entire engine because the piston seized up. Most likely it's from lack of lubrication. That's the most likely culprit, because the last one, the whole piston was burned up from just not having lube in their fuel mix. And now this one, it has the same problem, except on top of it actually being seized on that bearing, that one was also cracked and scored really bad. This one's just looks like it overheated. So it's not quite as bad. I need to break out the emery paper for this, because this is silicone for the gaskets on these is pretty difficult to remove by hand without taking a emery paper. It's super fine grit sandpaper and just sanding it off. Gotta keep it flat though, because you gotta ensure that you have a seal on it when you put it back together. But it's a lot cheaper to replace a piston than it is to replace the whole blower. I'm just glad it didn't score the inside of the cylinder, so this is definitely fixable. It'll just take time for parts to come. But thanks for everyone that did tune in and watched me in my misery tonight. There's like 8,000 people that watched in the previous stream, and then God knows how many on this. You get to watch me get frustrated and curse at an inanimate object. But yeah, this is great. Yeah, this thing's nasty dirty. Definitely looking at the piston, it looks like it sucked something in through the intake side and overheated. So it's got about everything wrong with that piston. And it'll get swapped out in a future video, and hopefully it goes a lot smoother than it did coming apart. I was not planning on having to make a run to go buy more torque spits because I broke every single one of them. But anyone have any questions related to small engines? I actually forget how many cc's the BR800 is. I think it might be 80. I would have to look it up. Let me see. 79.9. Sup, Julia? You missed all of the fun of me beating the shit out of this to get the piston apart. So it's still a little hot. See if I can't get it to cool down enough that I can touch it. No, definitely not cool enough to touch. But yeah, so this was seized on the crank, and I had to beat it out, like completely beat it out, and it was awful. It did not want to come apart, but it's the same issue that happened with the last blower, Julia, the other cruise blower. So I think they definitely found a can of fuel mix that didn't have the right mix in it, and they managed to burn up 2 blowers now in the last month. Well, last 2 weeks, really, because of the holidays. So hopefully there's nothing else when I go back to work, and on Monday I'm going to have to tell them that we need to devise a plan to dump out all of the gas that's pre-mixed right now on all of the trucks, and start from scratch, because there's a can out there that is not mixed properly, and it's burning stuff up. Pretty sure one of the 461s got into it, and 2 blowers. So that's really bad. That's really not good. Really not good at all. These expensive fixes for sure. But I'll end up replacing all of the gaskets and seals on this engine when I put it back together, because I just happen to have all the parts available except a new piston for this. That is the one thing that I don't have. That bearing isn't going to work. But, yep, I'll get to enjoy more fun in a future video. Yeah, we're going to have a morning meeting on mixing fuel and gathering all of the cans and dumping them. I'm probably going to have to bring in a couple of 5-gallon cans of my own for them to dump it in, and just dump all of the cans so we don't continue burning stuff up. just so we can start from scratch and everyone gets to mix cans of fuel. These are very expensive to repair. The last one was like $290 to do the same thing. And this blower is maybe a year old. So it's not like it's just seen its life. I mean, it gets used hard, but it doesn't get used hard enough that it should be burning up in a year. So that's just not good. Yeah, really not ideal at all. Man. Tearing that apart sucked. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, money. Well, it doesn't all go to me. It goes to, that's mostly parts, and that's like $60 to go to me. So I don't really get paid that much for fixing small engine stuff. It's the parts are where a lot of my stuff goes. I don't charge much at all for labor compared to what a saw shop would charge. That's why this is cheaper to replace a piston. Like if I do it, it's cheaper than buying a new blower. But if you send a blower like this to an actual saw shop, it's gonna run you $500 at least. And then at that point, you might as well just buy a new blower. You're just under just over $100 off of what a new blower would cost. And then instead of just sinking more money into something that's not really worth it. But yeah, if anyone's got any questions related to small engines, I'll answer them to the best of my ability. And Julia, I know exactly who you would blame for it, and you're probably not wrong. I did not have fun with this one. I broke a lot of tools and made a mess of my garage. This is a nightmare. But this thing, the engine will end up getting taken the rest of the way apart. I'll take the valves out. I don't think I have to replace the valves in this one. I did on the last one because they were bad. But this one's just going to get a new piston and it'll be fine. But this whole blower will end up going in the ultrasonic cleaner, get all cleaned out so there's no grime inside of it anywhere when I go to put it back together. I just got to take off all these rubber parts, get it ready to soak and get vibrated apart. Clean all that carbon out of it. This thing's all fouled up. But we'll go back together. This has cooled down a little. But here's where the problem was. This had no real lubrication in it, and it ended up getting chewed up to the point that the piston itself wouldn't rotate on the crank. So as the crank goes back up and down, this still needs to turn on here, and it just wouldn't. That wouldn't move at all, and it got frozen in place. So that was the problem. At least I thought I could try and save the piston, but the inside of where that was is chewed up really bad. And there's no saving it. These are just cheap pieces of aluminum anyway. I think this is going to end up being cheaper than the last one because it's just a piston. I think these are like $29 for an aftermarket piston. Oh, it's definitely a lot cheaper, but it's still labor intensive because I got to tear off all these seals, clean this whole thing up, put the whole thing back together. It takes about 2.5 hours from tear down to completion when it's back together. That's if there's nothing else wrong with this thing. But yeah, this is a piston out of a 460, so that certainly doesn't help here. Yeah, there's still 37 people going. Oh. No, rubber can certainly go in the ultrasonic cleaner. I just want to reduce the amount of parts that I've got in it because this is so fucking dirty that the more stuff that I put in it, the more that the water and so it's just not going to be as effective at cleaning. So the more parts I get off of it, the better. And then I can put those in separate. But yeah, this thing is extremely dirty. It's gonna take about 5 minutes of being in there, and it's gonna dirty up the water to the point that it's not gonna work on cleaning anymore, and I have to drain the water and then refill it. Good thing I've got 2 gallons of Dawn. Certainly not gonna go through that much of it, but yeah, it's great. Yeah, even though I have more than 500 subscribers, I've got to get my watch time hours up. I used to have this channel monetized years ago, and one video I had ended up having like 16,000 watch hours on the one video, and they require that you have 3,000 watch hours now to actually monetize your channel, but it has to be within the last 365 days, and that hasn't happened. So I've got to get, I think, another 2,700 watch hours, which is it's a big ask, especially with live streams, because each person that's going on, there might be 40 people here, but they only watch for like 8 seconds or something, so it's 40 times 8 or whatever, or 150 like earlier times 8, and that's just in seconds, and then you got to figure out how to get to hours. Your cats will be watching. Yeah, I'm sure they would prefer if you just put cat TV on. Birder King has some great videos for your cats. That's what my cats watch. And yeah, this is a little bit more of a project than I hoped it'd be. I was hoping I would get this apart and it would be burned up so I could just tell them to buy a new blower, but it's definitely something I can fix, so now I'm kind of stuck with it. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. But luckily the crank's not damaged. Everything else is fine. Just have a lovely time with this. I think it also had to do with this actually overheating. I'll have to ask the crew what exactly happened when it shut off, whether it was running and then shut off, or if they just couldn't get it started ever again, or what exactly happened, because nobody was in the office when I asked, except for one person who wasn't even on the crew, and they said their part, but it's not very helpful. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Basil's probably confused, but this blower is a pain. I hate these backpack blowers because they're always a real pain to get apart and work on. But I might be ending the stream now because, I mean, the only thing I've got to do is fill up my ultrasonic cleaner with water and soap and get the water heated up, and that's the last thing anyone here wants to watch is an ultrasonic cleaner, because it's really loud buzzing noise, and that's all you can hear. So that'll be my future for the next 2 hours, is watching parts sit in the cleaner. So yeah, exciting. It's kind of boring, but there's always people watching that kind of just lurk and don't say anything. So I see there's 50 people still watching, but I mean, they might not even speak English, so that could also do it. I'm kind of surprised. I've been getting a lot of likes on my videos lately. But if anyone other than the people I know that are watching like gun-related content, I have some disassembly videos of old firearms, and I'll be doing more history-related content in the future, so you can always subscribe. And if you don't subscribe. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this is discouraging. Oh well. But thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, if you've got any questions, you can always comment on a video. But have a wonderful night.